good evening, and welcome to another edition of the HGP Sports. For today, the 2nd of July, I am Stanford Howard. Thanks for joining us. We begin the cast with some basketball news. The ongoing schools basketball festival is down to 4 teams. Jaden Samuels reports.
Can East Coast bring the title home this year? That depends on if President's College can hold out against Georgetown and the other 2 teams from Berbice, making the Final Four for the first time. Berbice High and the New Amsterdam Technical Institute will be looking to change the title's abode, while Georgetown, who have tasted the title before, may feel they have the upper hand. Meantime, President's College, who is also making the semi-finals for the first time, will be all out to ink history if they can hold their own against the other 3 teams. These history-making semi-finals mean that 2 Berbice schools have made the Final Four for the first time in the tournament history. It also means that for the first time, a Linden-based team is not in the semi-final. President's College can become the first East Coast team to win the National Schools Basketball Festival, but in every other instance, a Georgetown school has won the festival, knocking out Kwakwani. The festival is sponsored by Edward B. Bihari and Company Limited, the National Sports Commission, Banks DIH, ExxonMobil, and Bounty Farm Limited. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Ryan McKinnon took the limited division and Andrew Fang captured the production division in the Dental Imports Guyana Inc. Practical Shooting Tournament. Here are the details.
On Saturday last, 9 shooters converged at the Tomeri shooting range in the practical pistol competition. The shooters took on a 5-stage course in the peekaboo, afternoon jog, bolero, fiesta, and no rush categories. In the no rush stage, shooters stood with both feet on squares marked at fault lines, facing uprange, handgun locked and loaded, and holstered to engage targets as they became visible. The fiesta stage saw the shooters standing with sombreros on head, facing uprange, hands on the wall, with their handguns holstered and loaded, but with the chambers empty. Shooters in the peekaboo stage were relaxed with their heels touching rear faulted lines, while gun magazine inserted and chambers empty. Meanwhile, the afternoon jog stage stood in a box with a handgun loaded and holstered. This category of shooters can only engage steel targets from behind fault lines, and the bolero shooters stood in Zone A, facing uprange with their unloaded handgun placed on a table and all magazines on barrel, and on the start signal, engage all targets. At the end of the final stage, it was Andrew Pang who took top honors in the production division, with a total of 347.66 points, while Vidushi Prasad McKinnon taking second with 307.15 points, and Dallas Thomas in third. While in the limited division, Ryan McKinnon outshoot the rest of the pack with a total of 345.33 points, with John Pan coming in second and Pravish Hari third. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
In athletics, youngster Alpha Harrison snatched 3 medals while Khaleesi Medas King took home 2 titles at the weekend in the 2019 USTAF Youth Outdoor Track and Field Championship. Samuel Gillis has more on this story.
Alpha Harrison, who is Guyana's born, sparked a few upsets in this weekend's track meet held in Durham County Memorial Stadium while competing at USATF Youth National Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Harrison copped 1 gold and 2 silver medals, competing in the boys 8 and under events, all times being personal best records. His gold medal was captured in the 200-meter dash in a time of 26.69 seconds. The unattached athlete in the 400-meter dash clocked 1 minute, 8 seconds and 37 milliseconds, which was good enough for the silver medal, as was his 100-meter dash. Harrison's brother Jeremiah contested in the boys' 100-meter dash 13-14 division finals, ended 7th place. Meanwhile, while Keisha Mendez King ran 57.61 in the 400-meter finals, finally finishing second, and a 58.97 in the semifinals at the just concluded National Youth Outdoor Championship in North Carolina on Sunday morning. Some 120 teams, included athletes who competed unattached, participated at the event, which took place from June 25th to the 30th. For Hgp Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
Thank you, Samuel. The playoff round in the Guinness Greatest of the Streets Georgetown Championship is slated to be staged on July 5th and 6th at the Burnham Hard Court. According to an official release, the registration forms are available at Caesars Palace, Banks DIH, located on Durban Street, for the teams that will need to enter the playoff round for more than 2 weeks. To date, we have received several new entries, which bodes well for the expansion of the event, and we predict a highly competitive playoff round as teams vie for a coveted spot in the main draw. The playoff round will be contested in an elimination format. The competition will run for the duration of 7 days. It is also slated to make its debut at the National Racquet Center in Wolford Avenue, alongside the traditional venue, the National Culture Center tarmac. The other playing dates are July 12th, 13th, 19th, 20th, 26th, and 27th, with the grand final scheduled for August 3rd. The first 2 nights of the event, which features 32 teams, will feature an elimination format. Tournament coordinator 3Peach Promotion disclosed that the registration process officially ends on Wednesday. Now some cricket news. India are through to the semi-finals at the expense of Bangladesh as the World Cup continues. Jaden Samuels tell us more.
As the World Cup comes down to the business end, India now becomes fully involved in the semi-finals after dismissing Bangladesh 28 runs short of their required 314. A scorecard decorated with contributions from all round means the Indians are going all out to decide who holds the cup. Rohit Sharma is again setting the foundation, chalking up 104. KL Rahul, who continues to have a decent World Cup, made 77. Risbha Pant, 35. India, 314 for the loss of 9 in their 50 overs. In reply, Bangladesh started well, with contributions coming from all round as well, but none of their batsmen managed to convert those good starts into big scores. Shakib Al Hassan did try, he made 66. Mohammad Shaifuddin, 51, not out, the only 2 to reach half centuries. As the chase continued, Bangladesh depended heavily on the bottom half of their batting to see them home, but unfortunately lost their way in the end, bowled out for 286 in 48 overs. Bowling for India, Jasprit Bumrah continues to stand out for India, taking 4 for 55 with Hardik Pandya 3 for 60. New Zealand meets England on Wednesday. Jaden Samuels, Hgp Sport.
And finally in sports this evening, 5 times Wimbledon champion Venus Williams crashed out in the first round to 15-year-old American rank 313 Corey Goff. The details in this report.
And Monday, the 15-year-old student caused one of the biggest shocks in Wimbledon history by axing her idol Venus Williams in the first round. The 39-year-old Williams is considered Wimbledon royalty, as she has been a part of the All-England club family for over 2 decades, having won the singles titles 5 times, including twice before Goff was even born. The teenager, who many are calling a tennis prodigy, conquered the legendary Venus Williams in a staggering first-round match at Wimbledon. Williams, 39, has won the storied UK Championship 5 times, while this was Goff's debut. She's the youngest player at the tournament in 28 years. Playing a fearless brand of tennis that bridled her age, She bullied Williams into submission with a show-stopping straight sets, 6-4, 6-4, display that will long live in the memory. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But do remember, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. I do bid you farewell. Until next time, over to you, Colwyn.